Hello and welcome back. We're back on Forza 6. Now, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. As you can see today, we have the 2015 Corvette. And I am going to be doing some speed runs. Now, these are just going to be really quick, short videos. Basically, I'm going to max out a bunch of different cars and send them down the Le Mans straight and see what we get for a top speed. Now, I'm going to be doing probably a car a video, maybe two, I'm not sure. I still have to think about it, but for the first video we're going to do two, because the Corvette here is going to be our benchmark. Now, the Corvette is a nice aerodynamic shape, it can get lots of power, and it's a modern car. So it stands a pretty good chance at getting a pretty high top speed. So we are going to go and upgrade it. If I go to the right screen. No, not quick upgrade. Before I do anything to the engine, I want to see what if I can do any engine swap. So we can keep the standard engine, or we can put the V8 racing engine in it. Not too fussed about the V8 racing engine, to be honest. It is quite a bit well, not quite a bit heavier, but it's heavier. It says it's less torquey, but I might be blind. I can't tell if that says 650 or 550 torque. I am colorblind, so it causes issues on the dark background with the red. It gives us quite a bit of horsepower, but the standard engine will probably get up to around 800, if not more, I would say. Now, a rule with this, I'm going to keep all the cars with their stock drivetrain. I'm not going to switch this over to all-wheel drive. For one, it makes it heavier. It would give me a better launch. But going down the Le Mans straight, you don't really need a better launch. You have quite a bit of straight there, so you're not going to have issues there. It's not like it's a short straight. Now, I am going to throw the Forza Aero on just so that I can adjust the downforce once I get in. I will take all of the downforce off the cars because downforce obviously reduces your top speed, but you can't take it off unless you put the Forza Aero on. Now, another thing I was thinking about, do I want to go with race tires or drag tires? Drag tires are supposed to give you better acceleration and speed and all that, but we're not really doing a drag race, so I'm just going to go with the race tires. I mean, this already has basically, what is it, Sport, I think? I can't remember, but I'm going to go with race tires. I'm not going to go with the drag. Some nice big tire widths, 325s on the front, and you will see that I do own quite a few of these parts because I have built this car up and maxed it out before, I believe. I'm not going to bother with the rims because it's just too much of a pain to go through and do that. I'll get a new race transmission and put the diff in. The diff never makes any difference in the PI or anything. I've never seen it really make a difference. So that's basically a free part, so you might as well just throw it on. We'll get some suspension. The anti-roll bars will, I believe, yes, they do take off a little bit of weight. Actually, yeah, it took off 3 pounds, so that's not bad. Save any weight we can. I'm not sure if I want the roll cage or not. I mean, it says it's not going to affect speed at all. It affects acceleration slightly. I'm going to put it in. It's only 52 pounds. And then we can take 500 pounds out of the car. So we're down to 3,000 pounds there. We'll probably be under 3,000 by the time we get all of the engine parts in that save weight. Down to 3,005 pounds, so yeah, it'll be under 3,000 pounds, hopefully, as long as the turbo or supercharged, whatever you get in it. I'm not sure if you even get one in it. That took out a decent amount of weight. That took out like 60 pounds or so. The exhaust. 100 and, what was that? 122 horsepower that the camshafts had, which is a decent amount of power. So we're already up to the 840 horsepower range, 870, almost 880. So we're going to be getting some decent power out of this car. It's mid-R class. I'm hoping that the supercharger doesn't add weight, but I highly doubt, yeah. That one there that gives us 59 horsepower doesn't add any weight, but we'll have to add on, what is that, 9 pounds if we want the extra 40 horsepower, which I'm totally fine with. 40 horsepower, 9 pounds isn't that bad. It puts us up to 995 horsepower, which I believe is right around what the other engine would have gotten, because I believe that was the NASCAR engine, and you can only take the restrictors off that, so you get around 1,000 horsepower. It's just a little bit under, I believe. So we have the Corvette here with 995 horsepower, 875 foot-pounds of torque, 2,900 pounds, which is pretty good going for an American car like this. And that's quite an impressive power figure. Now the game reckons the top speed will be 210 miles an hour. That's right now without the, I just had a brain lapse, the aero. That's with the aero on, so we haven't taken that off, so we'll see what it says after we take the aero off. 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds, which isn't bad. I mean, there's obviously cars that will do it a heck of a lot quicker, but we shall see how fast the car actually goes when we go to Le Mans. Alright, we are here at Le Mans with the Corvette. So it is time to take all of the aero off. Aero, and see what we get for a top speed with no aero. Let's see what it reckons. At a 6 mile an hour, that's not bad. I was kind of hoping to see this up into the 220s or 230s, but I guess that's asking a little bit much. Let's see what we can do with the gearing. I've never really messed around with the gearing too much. 217. It has 8 gears, which is kind of odd. 217.4 might be as much as we're gonna get. I don't know, 217.6. Looks like 217.6 is about all we're gonna get. What if I extend this 8th gear? Yeah, 217.6 looks about it. Which isn't too shabby. Definitely this is a benchmark car, but I can definitely see it being broken by the likes of if we run like a Bugatti Veyron, because those get up to ridiculous speeds, but we shall see what other cars might be able to challenge the Corvette. And I keep pressing the wrong button. I've been playing Forza Horizon 2, and RB is the change camera button, and in this game it's the look behind button, so yeah. Quite a bit of wheel spin off line, but that's to be expected when you have 1,000 horsepower going through the rear wheels, but it's, once you get it up into second, it's surprisingly controllable. Around these corners, 1,000 horsepower, I'm likely to spin the car. Feeling a little bit unhappy there. Oh. I'm gonna try and keep it on the track until we get to the straight, but I can't guarantee anything. Oh, and oh no, we lost it. That's third gear definitely seems to be where it's happy coming out of corners. You don't really get that manic wheel spin. Alright. This is the beginning of the speed run now. We just have to go around this little kink here. Up to 190 miles an hour. And it's still pulling. Starting to run out of steam. We do have 8 gears, remember, and we're not even up into... Oh, we're up into 7th now, but we've kind of run out of steam. So I'm going to quickly see if I can extend the gearing. Or bring it back a little bit, actually, so we can actually use that 7th gear. Yes, Forza, I'd like to apply what I just did. I did that the wrong way. Like I said, haven't really messed with gearing before. I'm kind of an idiot when it comes to it. We will see what that does, because it's no use to us not being able to use a gear. 11, 12, 13, come on, looks like 213's about all we're gonna get. That kink in the straight there, I was kind of worried about. Why are we in 8th gear doing 200? We should be down into like 6th. Okay, whatever, car. 213 miles an hour is what the Corvette had to offer. Gotta say, I'm a little bit disappointed. I was hoping it'd get a little bit faster. The Corvette is one of my more favorite cars, I would say. I'm a big fan of it, but 213 miles an hour is the Corvette's time. We shall go now and build up another car and see if it will be able to challenge the Corvette. Alright, we are back with another car. This time I've chosen the Audi R8. It's the Team Forza one, the V10. And we will see how this fares going down the Le Mans straight. Upgrade shop. I'm just going to make sure I have this reset to all defaults. Yes, it was. Let's see what we can have for engine swaps. We can have the 4.5 liter V8 that goes in quite a few things, or, ooh, I believe that this is the, I can't remember which one it is. It's a Ferrari engine, I'm pretty sure, and you get almost 1200 horsepower out of it. It's one of the most powerful engines in the game. It is a little bit heavier, only 12 pounds heavier, more power in it, so I am going to go with it because it gets an amazing amount of power. This car is 4-wheel drive. Like I said before, we're going to keep the stock drivetrains, so I'm not going to make it rear wheel drive. Don't really think it's going to be much of a disadvantage or an advantage, to be honest. Not in a speed run. The only thing I can see, well, actually having rear wheel drive makes the speed go down, so yeah, we're going to keep it the way it is. We're going to put twin turbos in it, which will give us 870 horsepower to begin with, which is quite a lot. Now, like I said, I'm going to be putting all of the aero bits on just so that I can take the downforce off, seeing as those are adjustable. Going to put the race tire compound on it. Apparently you can only change the front tire widths, and they're 285s. There's no option at all to change the rear, so I don't know what size the rear are or anything. Just kind of strange. You can also only change the drive line in here. You can't change like the gearbox or the diff or anything. I'm not sure if that's because it's the Team Forza one or not. It's just the only R8 I had in my garage, so I just figured I'd use it. You can only adjust the springs and the roll cage, so I won't be taking any weight out. I also won't be adding the roll cage in. If I can't take any weight in, I'm not going to add the roll cage in, if that makes sense. Put in the race intakes and all the other engine bits. We're already up over 900 horsepower and we've just started adding pieces on. The exhaust should take out some weight. Yeah, it took a bit of weight, not bad. We are up into P class now. If you remember, the Corvette was in mid-R class, so already this has more horsepower than the Corvette. We just cracked 1,000 horsepower. And we're almost 100 PI or more over the Corvette. So this car seems like it's going to stand a pretty dang good chance. I guess you can't upgrade the turbos. I guess when you put them on, they're just maxed. We're up to 1,182 horsepower, which is near enough 1,200 horsepower, and we're at P class, and we have 920 PI. So this car has quite a lot of power. Let's see what it reckons for speed. 249, yeah, that's not surprising to me. With that much power, that it reckons we could do that. The weight weighs about, what is that, 200 pounds more or so than the Corvette did, and it has probably close to 200 more horsepower, so it's always likely that this was going to go faster. So it is time to take it to Le Mans. Alright, we are here at Le Mans with the Audi R8 to see if it will indeed go over 250 miles an hour, which is what the game reckons it will do. So as before, I will go to the aero and take it all off, or as much as possible. It still gives you some aero, but you just take off as much as you can. 257 is what it's reckoning it's going to do. Let's see if we can mess around with the gearing a little bit. It only has 7 gears, which, again, a bit more than what I'd like. I like 6 gears, 7 just meh. Oh, come on, can't I get that 0.1 mile of an hour? Apparently not. So 257.9 is what it reckons it's going to do. So we'll probably get around 257. We won't get 258, unfortunately. We'll just hit either the aero limit or the power limit of the car. I mean, it's not a bad aerodynamical shape, so I'm assuming we're just going to hit the power limit. So, it is time to see how fast it will go. I can already tell you, obviously, it's better off the line than the Corvette because it's 4-wheel drive. You get a bit of wheel spin in first gear, and then second gear, there's just none. There is a lot of 4-wheel drifting, and I can tell you that it's not as controllable around the corners as the Corvette was. You can't just chuck it around. Well, you couldn't really, as such, chuck the Corvette around a corner. You had to be careful with it, and I think I was expecting a bit too much out of the car when I went through that corner, but it is kind of twitchy. Glad I'm not building this to actually race, because I don't think I would like it that much, to be honest. It's a bit too twitchy and oversteery for my liking. Right across those bumps there and onto, well, not really the start of the straight yet, but we're already doing almost 200 miles an hour. We've beaten the Corvette. The Corvette was 213. Always likely to happen with this much power, but we are still steadily climbing up. I'm trying not to have major steering inputs. We're almost at the 250 mile an hour mark. We've broken 250. Remember, we're going for 257. I'm not sure if we're actually going to make it to 257. We are pulling a little bit. We're running out of steam. 255. Come on, 1 more mile an hour. 255. Oh, we clipped the wall there. I wasn't really paying attention to the road, to be honest. We got 255. I was just keeping on the speedo to make sure that it didn't just click over to 256. So already we have a new leader. That didn't take long. To be honest, I didn't really expect it to. Like I said, the Corvette isn't an amazing car, but Yeah, the R8 went pretty damn quick, if I'm being honest. 255 miles an hour is nothing to shake a stick at. I mean, that's quite an amazing speed. Well, not amazing, but I mean, it's a pretty dang good speed. So, that is it for this episode. Like I said, there's definitely going to be more of these to come. Uh, Not sure exactly how many cars I'm going to do in a video. It depends on how long it takes to do one car. I'll make that decision like after I start the next video and do one car. I might do two. Not 100% sure. I might just make these one car videos and make them slightly shorter, just so it's easier on me to record them, because all the time I don't have time to record like a 30-minute video or whatever. I might just have time to do a 10-minute video, and this would be pretty good for that. So until next time, goodbye.